What is going on, everybody? This is your boy Man Up. I'm coming at you with another video. I was sent this video and I watched it. It's like a 14.5-minute video. This woman spoke nothing but truth. And as a man, I've said this before, as a man, it is always great to see a woman see things from a man's point of view as well. Not only from her point of view, but has the ability to also see it from a man's point of view. And what she said was nothing but truth. I mean, she spoke the truth. Now, the person in the back seat with her, I know you can't see the girl right now that's in the back seat. She wanted to try to flip it. Well, if the man is not no good and all that stuff, well, then that's a case-by-case basis. She not speaking on situations like that. And I hated that when women love to flip the conversation that way when the conversation is not that way. We're talking about the ones that you love, the ones that's there for you, and blah, blah, blah. But, so if you got a man that ain't no good for you, then you shouldn't be with this man. And I'm a man saying that. But this woman right here that's on your screen at this point, she spoke nothing but the truth in what she was saying. Why do you not want to depend on the man that you are with? If you give a man your body, how come you can't depend on him? Then something is wrong. And you wonder why you were having relationships like you are having. But it's always the man's fault. Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and play this video. But before I do play this video, I'm going to let you know that my particular video on this is going to be a little bit longer than normal, because I got a lot to say about this, because this lady spoke the truth in everything she was saying. So I'll be right back. I'm going to play what she has to say, then I'll be back to give my opinion.
We were on live last night.
Which lie?
You're live.
Which one?
Oh, and you was in the kitchen cooking with Dayon. And you was like, yeah, Casey, I was working at 16.
Yeah, somebody asked me that. I was like, you know.
Casey, that was 16.
Hey guys, what's up? What's up? So I wanted to say something really quick. I put up a post and it said, you know, women who be like, don't depend on a man for nothing. And it said, no sis, you don't depend on your man, my man come through. And so many women, especially black women, were bothered and felt the need to DM me in regards to them feeling like you wrong if you depend on a man for anything. But that's the way it's supposed to be. That's the way it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be able to depend on the person that you are in a relationship with. Imagine giving yourself physically to someone, but you can't depend on them. Now, I'd like it better if someone said, I can't depend on my dude, but to say I can't depend on any dude is insane to me. Because your dude's not doing what he's supposed to do for you. You shouldn't even be with somebody that you can't depend on. You shouldn't even be in a relationship with somebody you can't depend on. You shouldn't be entertaining a man that you can't depend on. Now, it's not saying that you can't do for yourself. It's not saying you shouldn't be able to take care of yourself. It's saying that you should also be able to depend on that man. You know how backwards that is? I'm going to sleep with you every night, but I ain't going to ask you, but I'm not going, I'm not going to depend on you for anything. That's correct. If you're in a full committed relationship, an engagement or a marriage, a long-term relationship, you should be able to depend on your spouse.
I know what you're talking about.
And the idea that you think you shouldn't have to because you could do it yourself, nobody never said you can't do it yourself. But the fact that you would let someone be inside of your body that you can't depend on is insane to me. And women get offended when I say things like this, because those are the women who allow a man to be all up in their bedroom, all up in their house, cooking him food, cleaning for him, or even not doing that, but can't depend on him. I don't want to entertain any man that if I'm in a full relationship with you, that I can't depend on you. Why are we entertaining each other in this way? So when women have this idea that they're stronger because they're independent, no, you're weaker because you can't be vulnerable enough to allow someone else the space to depend on them. And it's always, and please don't get me, please don't, I don't want anybody to be offended when I say this, but it's always African American women. It's always an African American woman who feels like, I don't need a man for shit. You know, if you keep that mindset, you grow up and you teach your sons that. Like, your sons are listening to you say, I don't need a man for shit. Your daughters are listening to you say, I don't need a man for shit. And then we wonder why we grow up in the generations and relationships and monogamy is getting worse and worse, because we're teaching our children that there is no value from the man that we call king. We don't need you. Don't depend on nobody for nothing. No, you have to depend on someone for something. And if it's not going to be the person you laying up with, then who else? Because that man sure in hell depend on you. Come on, ladies. It's always an African American woman who want to come in my DMs. It's always an African American woman who want to come on. And I'm not knocking African American women. I'm saying it lets me know what the culture is teaching us. It lets me know how society is failing the African American women when they have convinced you that you don't need the African American man to do shit for you. And then we question why men treat us like we don't have value. And then we question why men do this to us and why they're not this for us and why we can't depend. Because you have this concept that you don't need them. Imagine being a 6-year-old, 7-year-old kid hearing your mother constantly say, I don't need a man for shit. Like, I'm going to grow up to be a man, Mom. I'm going to grow up to be someone's husband, someone's father, someone's boyfriend. And that, you mean to tell me that woman don't need me for shit? Then I'm going to grow up, and, you know, that dictates my life. So I'm tired of women feeling like, and verbally saying out loud, be independent. You don't need a man for shit. Why can't you be both? Like, why can't you be independent and be able to take care of yourself while still depending on that man to be a man? You know, everybody has a need. Everyone in this world needs to feel wanted, needs to feel appreciated. They want to feel necessary. And as an African American man in this world, society is already against these men. And now the women are telling the men, we don't need you. I can do it all by myself. Stop thinking that. Yes. 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 You can say something.
I just feel like what you're saying, it's like, can I say it?
Yeah.
You have a valid point. But at the end of the day, there are men who treat black women as if we're not, as if they don't need us. So,
yeah, there are men.
So
This is Casey in the car, guys.
So when black women do say certain things like, you know, we don't need y'all anywhere, when they say something like that, you know, it's always something that, you know, it goes both ways.
Right. Black men need black women, and like, just people need each other. But but then the idea behind that is that we have to start accepting when we're wrong. And we have to start accepting when we're taught wrong. And we have to start accepting when society, or start to not accept when society pushes us against each other. So just because you do something doesn't give me the right to do it back. It's still wrong. Regardless of who did it first, if a black woman tells a black man, I don't need you, and a black man tells a woman, I don't need you. I don't need you to cook for me. I cook for myself. You can be independent and still depend on each other. Regardless of who does it first, it harms all of us. It harms all of us. And I'm tired of people feeling like a woman who depends on her man is weak. There are still women who are stay-at-home moms, stay-at-home wives, who have nothing but the utmost respect from their spouse, because staying at home is a job. Staying at home is a job. Anybody who's ever been a stay-at-home mom or a wife, that is a job. You have a job to do every day. Because stay-at-home women who don't work are expected to have breakfast done. You know, they're expected for the house to be clean. They're expected for this to be this way and this to be this way. Because that's what they chose. I don't want to get up every morning to go to work. I like to just stay home. She depends on her man. I don't like when women make me feel bad. Like, okay, so I have my Facebook fan page, right? And I posted that flyer up, that meme on my Facebook fan page, right? And somebody said, you need to depend on God first, because for all you know, there's 4 other women depending on your man. And what bothered me was it was a man who said that. It wasn't even a woman. It was a man who said, you need to depend on God first and not no man, because for all you know, that man got 4 other women depending on him. Let me tell you something. I'm still new into my relationship, but I will praise whomever, however, immediately. I don't wait to show someone appreciation because it's not on your timeline. I don't wait to tell somebody I care about them and I appreciate what they do and to praise them for being a good person because someone on my timeline thinks it's too early. Somebody said, you praise that man too much too soon. I said, so when should I praise him? When he on his way out the door like a lot of y'all women do? Like a lot of y'all men do. Y'all wait till your woman is on her way out the door and she don't want to be with you no more. And now you want to love her. And now you want to bring her flowers. And now you want to take her on dates. And now you want to do things for her when it's too late. So when do you stop to appreciate someone? When do you stop to appreciate someone who's good to you? When do you praise someone's good behavior to you? When? So a stranger could open the door for me and they expect me to say thank you immediately, but someone whom I spend a lot of my time with, I should wait to appreciate them because they could be trash, because they could not be a good person. But what if they are a good person? Some of the standards and the guides that a lot of people live their life by is terrible. I'm not going to show my man appreciation until we together for a year. You going to lose. He going to be on his way out the door when that year starts. People crazy. You talk to somebody, you love somebody, you care about somebody, they should know that regularly. Not on Valentine's Day or on Christmas or that once a year. They should know regularly that you care. And it's whatever form you feel like showing. It could be social media. It could be through a gift. It could be hugs. It could be words of kindness. Whatever way you feel like showing. But you should definitely do that. And not for people who say, you post your man up every week. And I'm going to post the motherfucker up next week too. I might fuck around and post him twice this week. That's the way I show love. You don't like it, unfollow. But that's what I do. And every single time, whether I post him or tell him or talk to him, he feels appreciated. There's so many men and women out there who don't feel appreciated because a lot of people in relationships are leading their relationships by society standards. Society ain't in a relationship. Society is not in your relationship. When you get into a relationship and you get into a marriage, that is your relationship, that is your marriage, and you do what the both of you need to do for that to be well. Stop worrying about what everybody else is doing and whether they're going to agree or think what you're doing is too much or not enough. It ain't up to everybody else. Everybody's not in that relationship. You are. So if you want to post your man 80 times a day, then you post your man. If you post him 80 times a day and 80 times a day he texts you or he look up and smile because he like that shit, then you keep doing it. Half the people who got something to say are either single or are in terrible or are single because they finally left the bad person. Ooh, come on, man. Hold on, guys. People be speeding, backing out of their parking spots. And they don't be looking behind them or nothing. They just fall back out their parking spot. Don't look behind them or nothing. Just... Yeah.
They're in the gym.
Who's in the gym?
They're in the gym.
What gym?
The one that you go to?
What gym did I go to?
It's called the training something.
Yeah, but you know how much that costs to go there? I haven't gone to that gym. That gym is expensive. And it's not a regular gym. It's a personal training gym. That's what it's for. They don't have regular stuff. You have to have a trainer to go there. You're trained. You have to be training with somebody that works there. Do you have a mask? You don't want to go in? No. I don't have any. I didn't get the thing to return.
Why?
Because he didn't have the receipt. So I said, okay. Are you coming or not?
No, I thought you was going. I only came. I thought you was going to return something.
Oh. I'm going to be quick because you got to get to the appointment.
I'm not going.
I'm going to leave the air on. You want this or no? You're making this really complicated. Okay. All right. Oh, there we go, Belize and Berry. They married. A lot of women and men who have something negative to say be unhappily married. Just miserable. Oh, so cute. Just miserable in their lives. Miserable in their marriages, miserable with anything that's going on. They hate themselves. They hate their spouse. They don't want to leave. They don't have nowhere to go. And they just sit online and take everything that someone else says to heart because it's true about their life.
Hi, welcome.
Hi. Because it's true about their life, they get offended by everything. All right, I gotta go, guys.
Alrighty, y'all. So y'all heard what she had to say. I know this was gonna be long, and like I said, this video I'm gonna make right now, it's gonna be a little bit longer than what I've been doing lately, because I have a lot to speak on what she was saying. And what she was saying was basically true. Now whoever it is in the back seat, of course, got to switch it to something negative. But what if he ain't doing what he's supposed to be doing? Blah blah blah. No, that's not what she was saying. See, I hate it when women do that. They love to switch things around when that's not what someone is talking about. They want to go to the negative side of it when someone is preaching the positive side. Now, she said a few things that I want to touch on first. She said society already beats down our black men. Why are women doing it too? When I'm saying we, I'm talking about women because that's what she said. But she said, why are women doing it too? And that's true. A man already gets tortured when he goes out into the world. He don't want to come home and be tortured again by his woman. He wants peace when he comes home. Then she said about showing your man love, of being appreciative of him. You can hold the door, a stranger can hold the door open for you and you'll say thank you, but you won't do that for your man. You won't say thank you to your man when he does something for you. She spoke nothing but truth. She also said that you're supposed to not show your man how much you appreciate him on a regular basis, not just Valentine's, birthdays, Christmas, or any kind of holidays or nothing like that, which is true. And my wife, she don't even like Valentine's Day, because she said the same thing. She told me her reason for not liking Valentine's Day, and what she said was, that's just a day to spend money. You're supposed to show somebody how much you love them all year long, not just one day out the year, which is nothing but facts. See, at the end of this, I do say, women, y'all are losing, and you don't even realize it because you don't care. You think you're winning. You're telling men, when I'm saying us, I'm talking about men. You're telling men that you don't need us, but talking about how independent and strong you are. We're saying, okay, cool. So of course the man just gonna want to have sex with you, and that's it. Of course that's what he's gonna want. Because you just told us you don't need us. You don't want us. We're not good enough for you. Only thing we can do is just give you something, and that's it. That's basically what you're telling us. So we're saying, okay, cool. Then you get mad when things don't work out the way you want it to. here's the deal. She said it perfectly. You can be independent. That's fine. But then also be the woman for him in his life. See, this is one thing I try to tell women all the time. When a man cheats on you, do you actually listen to why he said he cheated on you? Now, before you answer that, I'm not trying to make no excuses for a man stepping out on his relationship. I am not. But what I'm saying is this. Do you actually listen to why he said he cheated on you? Do you actually pay attention to why he cheated on you? No, you don't, because you mostly focus on your emotions and how this made you feel and how it makes you look to the world, like she said, to society. You don't really focus and pay attention. And the same goes for men too, as well. But I'm saying this here. Ladies, it's okay to be independent. She hit the nail on the head. It's okay to be independent. But stop acting like you don't need a man for nothing. And then you want the services of a man, but you just told us you don't need a man. So then we're saying, okay, well, fine, just give me some sex and I got on about my business. That's what men are saying. Because you telling us you don't need us, so we're saying, okay, just give me something and I'm gone. We're going to hook up and then we're gone. Because that's what you just said by telling us you don't need us, you don't want us, blah, blah, blah. Now, it does feel good. It is a little bit of weight lifted off of us when a woman can handle their business. That's cool. But sitting here telling us, going a step further and saying how much you don't need us, then we're saying, okay. Then you wonder why your relationships are the way they are. You wonder why. This is why. So at the end of the day, all I'm basically saying is, excuse me. Excuse me. At the end of the day, all I'm basically saying is this. You have to know that you got to depend on someone for something. For example, when you go to get your hair done, you depending on that lady or man or whoever doing your hair to do it right. You depending on them. They're not in a relationship with you, but you depend on them. If you ask somebody for what time it is or whatever the case is, or somebody hold the door open for you, you're going to tell them thank you. But you can't do that to your man. And it goes both ways. It goes for men too. You got to show your woman how much you appreciate her. Like she just said, it could be compliments here and there. It can be laughing and joking. It's just saying, babe, I appreciate it. Thank you for what you do. For example, every single time my wife cooks, I say this exact word. Thank you, babe, for cooking for me. I appreciate you. I say that to my wife. And then if it sounds like it's getting kind of repetitive, I'll remind her that I really do appreciate it. I'm not just saying that. I really do appreciate it. I try to remind her that I do appreciate her as a person. Now, I don't really need her to cook for me because I was taught that myself. But when she do it, look, here's the deal. My mom always told me this growing up. Nobody on this earth has to do anything for you. So when someone does something for you, you show your appreciation. You let them know. That's basically what this woman here is saying. And I'm adding on the fact that when you sit here telling the man that you don't need him, guess what's going to end up happening? He's going to say, okay, cool. He's going to say, fine. Thank you. Just give it to me and I'm gone. Give me what's between your legs and I'm gone. That's what he's going to say. So at the end of the day, don't get mad if your relationships don't fail because you don't want to open up and rely on someone. We all rely on someone. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't depend on my wife for certain things in our marriage, and she depends on me for certain things as well. That's just how it works. But then you got those women that'll say, okay, Excuse me. Then you got those women that'll say, okay, I don't need a man for nothing. But then get mad when a man that's not there for you, when your man mistreats you, when he don't feel like a man, when he don't feel like you're treating him like a man. Men want to feel like we're men in the relationship. And we don't feel like we're men, of course we're going to get frustrated and upset about it. That's just how it goes. It's the same thing with a woman. Y'all want to know that, you know what I'm saying, that y'all are our everything. You know what I'm saying? You want to know that we notice you. And you get upset if he doesn't do that. So at the end of the day, ladies, all I'm saying is this. You take it how you want to take it. But another thing that she said that I picked up on, that I say all the time too, me and other men say this too, it's always black women. She said it. It's always African American women. It's always black women. It's always black women. And you wonder why your relationships fail. Because you are taught these things for some strange reason. Society tells you you don't need a man. You don't need a man. Okay, fine. You don't need us? Okay. We'll go where we need it. So don't get mad when that black man goes to a woman of another race. And that's another thing. Now, I'm adding on to this because when she said it's always black women, she's not lying. It is mostly black women who does that. And then get mad when the black man goes somewhere where he's wanted and feels like a man. Then you got to run your mouth and got something to say. It's like, wait a minute. Eddie Griffin said it best. He was in relationships with several black women that done him wrong, so he started dating women outside his race. And black women gets upset. Then he say, sorry, black women, you had your chance. Y'all know who Eddie Griffin is. If you don't, go look him up. That is basically what he said. So I'm not going to harp on this too long. But all I'm saying is, ladies, if you want a successful relationship, you have to know your role in your relationship. That's basically what the word submissive means. It does not mean that you're not able to be who you are and do what you want to do or anything like that. It just means I know my man is going to be a man. I'm going to let him be the man. And he's going to allow me to be the woman. It does not mean I'm going to stay at home and cook and clean. He makes all the decisions. I don't have no say so. That's not what that is in a relationship. That might be what it is on a job or something. And matter of fact, speaking of that, before I end this, that's crazy. You will be submissive on your job, but you won't be submissive at home with your husband. Even though that's not what submissive means in a relationship, that's what it means on like a job or maybe in life in general. But in a relationship, it means, excuse me, it means know your role, like The Rock used to say. Know your role and shut your mouth. But now you ain't got to shut your mouth. But all it's saying is, all this is that, look, at the end of the day, you wondering why your relationships are the way they are. I'm not going to harp on this too much longer, but I think for us to be more of a better society, because I always say we as a black people, we have to do better. We have to. And then you attack the ones that's trying to give you some information so you can be happy in your relationship. Obviously, she's happy in hers. She's saying that her man is happy about, about things that she does to show appreciation. She's showing appreciation to him. So obviously he's happy. So she's trying to give you advice on what she's doing so you can be happy in yours. But people are attacking her. Strange, ain't it? Anyway, this is your boy Man Up. I'm Chucking the Deuce. I'll holler at you.